What is up, everybody? Salman here. Super excited to be with Genfinity, interviewing a multitude of builders across Web3. The world's largest hackathon just ramped down. This is the Hedera Africa Hackathon with support from the Hashgraph Association, Hashgraph Group, Exponential Science Foundation, DAR Blockchain, Hedera Hacks, a lot of gigantic enterprise entities, and more. $1 million hackathon with millions in follow-on funding as well. Super excited today to have Ismael from DAR Blockchain, Salman from Exponential Science Foundation, Ian from the Hashgraph Group today with us. And we're going to be diving into a recap, talking about the organizers and talking about kind of where we stand right now because the judging session is in. But I'm going to start here with Ismael. And if you can kind of walk us through big picture stats here. What was this hackathon like? What are some of the milestones? And yeah, thank you. Thank all you gentlemen for joining today.
Yeah, thanks, Salman, for the invitation. As usual, it's always a pleasure to be with you on the pod. So the hackathon's been fantastic. I know everyone's talking about how this has become the largest hackathon in the world and the numbers and the stats. But what we're really proud of is the impact, and I think Ian and Salman can speak about this a bit later, is the impact that we see on the African continent, the number of talents who were impacted, who got into the Hedera journey, who got their developer certifications, who got kind of a horizon and a future for them in the job market in the blockchain industry, and the kind of projects that we kind of enabled through this hackathon to kind of think beyond of what's possible in Africa, both in terms of resources, but also in terms of technology. So that's really the key thing that I want to focus on here, and that I want to celebrate through this hackathon, and to want to celebrate the support of the Exponential Science Foundation, Ian here from the Hashgraph Association too, and then DAR Blockchain also. I'd also like to have a shout out to the team who's been really at it for the past 4 months from the first awareness phase. The hackathon started officially in August, but we started working since early May or even before that to educate the community, to start with awareness activities. And then 3 months of the hackathon have been super fun, super challenging, but also super fun. At the end, okay, it's maybe good to share some stats. So we at the start of the hackathon, we were aiming for more than 10,000 participants and 1,000 projects, and a lot of people thought that was not feasible. There was even internal discussions that this was difficult to achieve. But then by the end, we've surpassed all of that. As you can see on the screen, we have 13,000 participants, almost 1,400 projects. Who have applied and submitted, who have built stuff on Hedera, people that have joined teams. Also, if you click on join a team here, you'll see that we've had like more than 700 roles open throughout the hackathon. This has become more of a job marketplace. So overall, it's been fantastic running the hackathon alongside our key partners and funders, ESF and THA, but also through partners like Orange, who allowed us to travel all across Africa and host events and meet the community in real life through their hacking stations. We've been in Morocco, in Senegal, in Sierra Leone, in Kenya, in Nigeria, and we've met the fantastic seeing the work in action.
Awesome. Thank you, Ismael. No, and that's great. And I think, when I look at something like this, and I know Salman was mentioning before we even hit record here, the numbers are pretty impressive. 13,163 for those who can see it on the screen. Hackers, 1,395 biddles as well. I'm going to ask Ian, because I know, Ian, you were kind of participating in the judging aspects of this, and we did a bunch of podcasts around all of the individual tracks as this was kind of going on here. So everything from on-chain finance and RWAs to DLT for operations, immersive experiences, AI, and DeepIn. One of the things that I'm always interested in is some of the innovation around, some of these participants that probably converged a lot of these tracks into solutions, because it just naturally probably happens that way. But Ian, what was your experience like judging this hackathon? And tell us about some of the submissions that you guys saw.
Well, first of all, thanks very much to Ismael and the rest of the team for pulling it all together. That on its own was a logistical nightmare. getting people lined up at the right moment, letting them into the room. So, and then also getting them out at the right moment. So first of all, very huge thanks for that. That was fantastic. What struck me about the whole thing was I was blown away by the quality of the thinking, the innovative thinking that came out from these guys. I think a lot of them are bringing completely new ways of looking at things. It was, a few of my personal favorites. There was a guy called Pixel Africa, and he's done this new visualization technique for, well, basically anything. So you make an on-chain record about anything, and the thing he was talking about was track and trace, basically. And then the pixel changes color as it goes through the different stages, and you can like slice it and dice it, view it from different perspectives, and all of a sudden these mass phenomenon, you can see them at a glance. That was the kind of thinking that really blew me away. And of course, the sustainability aspect, it's clear to me that Africa is the place to be in the future. There's so much great thinking going on there, and so much talent. I was totally blown away by the whole thing.
I think that's awesome. And I think, well, I guess in alignment with kind of what you were saying, Ian, is I've had a few of these experiences of trying to host some closing ceremonies, which I think, Ismael, I think we're going to be doing here in probably a few weeks with you guys as well. And the experiences that I've had have basically shown me that the coordination around these hackathons is quite a lot, and especially near the end, trying to make sure that these things come to fruition in the right way near the end, because normally what happens is you get a lot of submissions right up to the kind of the deadline there. And as Ian mentioned, Axel also had kind of the opportunity to judge one of these in the past. Some of the solutions are so simple but so innovative, where it's like you see this kind of, like as he mentioned, product track and trace, and a solution built on that, and it's like, okay, now I see this pixel changing color. It can flag me for, different portions of a life cycle for supply chain and all this different stuff that just makes sense, and it makes it much more easier to kind of engage with the technology. So speaking of technology, I know Salman, Exponential Science Foundation, at kind of the ground level of lots of things in Hedera and beyond, and you guys took a huge role in this hackathon as well. What were some of the things that you saw? What are you excited about? And talk about the role of ESF, Exponential Science, in the hackathon.
Yeah, definitely. So first off, the Exponential Science, we're very proud co-organizers and co-funders of this initiative. What we've seen so far with all of these projects that were there, and to put this into perspective, sometimes startup founders take a couple of years to build something of value, and they don't even get there, right? In terms of the product, technical maturity, all of that. What we managed to see, and also to echo what Ian was saying, is what we saw in these past few days in the judging of these projects is people who have put together full-on products in just a matter of 3 months. Some of the projects were not extremely mature, which that you see in hackathons a lot, but there were projects. For instance, one of them was built on Unreal Engine, right? That's an entire game that you can just go ahead and play, and they built all of that within the period of 3 months. So it's fascinating to see how accelerated the growth can be, right? And how much these people are willing to do in order to be seen. And it's a great opportunity, really, to give the people of the African continent the opportunity to build and to empower them, right, to create value.
I think it's really interesting, and I think both, I hear a lot of synergy in what Ian said as well as what you said, Salman. And I know, Ismael, you've said this before, where you look at emerging economies like Africa and the participants, and I even have seen this in prior hackathons too, so it's exciting to see you guys saying the same thing. There's just so much drive to to innovate sustainably, to leverage technology, to build. There's a lot of knowledge base there. So I'm like really kind of looking forward to seeing what comes out of regions like Africa. And I think this hackathon is going to paint a pretty clear picture of what's to come. I think also a question I have for you, Salman, briefly is, you know, I'm curious, with the rise of kind of artificial intelligence, agentic AI, and tooling, and the ability to kind of automate coding and do a lot of that kind of front end work. Do you expect that we, you know, future hackathons, this is just a sidebar question, it's going to be much easier to kind of deploy solutions as a builder and automate stuff? And I mean, we almost see like no code AI being able to like build solutions at least 70 or 80% of the way there. But what do you expect the future to look like for initiatives like this?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this was also a conversation that me and Jafar were having in Amman a couple of weeks ago when we were there for a hacking station. Is a lot of founders in the future are going to be able to build and to scale and to validate a lot quicker. And this will help them a lot in their startup journey. And another wave that we're going to be seeing is the wave of single founders actually being able to achieve things that they previously wouldn't have been able to, because they needed a couple of co-founders, they needed people in places wherein they lacked the skills and the knowledge. So definitely, I mean, with the rise of AI, with how fast AI is growing and learning, let's just say the next wave of startups is just going to be a lot quicker, a lot leaner, and a lot more capable.
I think that's been one of the things that, I mean, I guess historically has almost even held Web3 back in a way where it's like, okay, I have this amazing business idea and I want to leverage the technology, but I don't have an army of developers or an army of, you know, business individuals fulfilling different roles. And now with AI, the rise of kind of AI, it almost automates out a lot of that stuff. So it'll be crazy to see where this kind of goes. I guess I kind of ask, you know, what is the status right now? Where are we at? Because there's obviously been, again, 1,395 builds and 13,000 hackers. The judging process is kind of ongoing right now. So whoever wants to take where we're at, what is that judging process like? Who's involved with that process? And yeah, Ismael.
Yeah, so the judging process, we've closed the hackathon on the 31st of October. We've started the judging process. We've had to scan through all of those 1,400 projects, thanks to a mixture of human and AI judging. We've used DAR Hacks. Shout out to the DAR Hacks team for providing us with their AI judge. It's been of great help to kind of pre-screen a lot of projects, but we also mix that with human and manual review, because this is the first time using AI in kind of judging for the hackathon. So we had to make sure that there were no errors or mistakes done by AI, because we don't want to waste the hard work of projects. So after that, we've chosen kind of 20 to 25 projects per track, 15 of which pitched on each sessions around that. The first session was on the 11th of November, and the last one for the tracks was today. We had to reschedule some projects. As the guys were saying, there were lots of quality projects for the hackathon. We're really happy to see that. We're gonna announce the date for the final jury soon, where we're gonna kind of go through the final projects who made it to the final round and choose the 5 big winners of the hackathon. So stay tuned to that. We'll also be sharing soon some snippets of the judging sessions that we had. Yeah, so that's the status right now.
Awesome. And I know, Ismael, there were a lot of entities involved in this as well. I think it'd be like remiss for us not to give a shout out to Orange and some of that, you know, the support there from the hacking station standpoint, but anybody else that you would want to kind of mention from an entity standpoint?
100%. 100%, especially for the entities that helped us with the mentorship. I don't want to miss anyone, but also, of course, THA, ESF, the Hashgraph Group, Signum, Taylor Wessing, a lot of the academic partners like honoris groups and universities who allowed us to host also hacking stations with their students and with their community. Also, a lot of shout out to our community leaders all throughout Africa, from Kamanova, to Web3 Africa, who also helped us both on the communication side and the building side. Also, quick shout out to the Hashgraph Online and Michael Cantor from the Hashgraph Online for helping a lot, both on the mentorship and communication and judging part for the AI track. Also would like to really do a shout out to our jury, Ian here, Salman, and the rest of our jury, Ian Putter from the Hashgraph Ventures, Deepak, all of our the members of our jury, DJ from Blockchain for Energy, George from Shamba Records, everyone who helped us through. I hope I didn't miss a lot of people. Maybe Salman can help me here, but yeah, everyone who made this a reality, because it's a really complex organizational process to get this through. The mentorship, the organization, the certification. Something I also wanted to mention is that along the hackathon, we've certified more than 15,000 people have now have acquired their Hedera developer certification, which means that beyond the hackathon, because as we've said this before, the hackathon is not the ultimate destination. We want people to continue building on Hedera, and we'll continue providing opportunities and incentives for people beyond the Hedera Africa Hackathon to continue maintaining and sustaining their projects on Hedera.
I'll briefly give a shout out here, a community shout out to an OG. This is Maui, and I saw this morning. I woke up to this. He actually went through the Hashgraph developer course as well, got a certificate from the Hashgraph Association. And I think a lot of this stuff certainly sparked off the back end of this hackathon. So it's awesome to see. It's almost to the point where, like, I know when I get, because I've been thinking about doing this for like a few years. Again, I'm just kind of riffing, I guess, right now. But I've always wanted to kind of go down the developer path here with like crypto and blockchain. I've been in this industry for so long. And to me, it's like when I see that, it almost sparks a little bit of jealousy in my head where I'm like, I'm going to take this course because it's only 10 hours of my time. I mean, I can make it work in 10 hours. So, and it might be rough for me to get through it, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I think, oh, go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off, but not only is it easy and it's 10 hours, but we've got a whole team on Discord, and we've mobilized the team all throughout the hackathon to organize daily office hours, tutorial sessions to help everyone who even struggled a little in completing the certification. So that's kind of what helped us boost these numbers and allow people and give them the incentive to continue and complete the certification.
I think it's just a testament to where this space is going as we kind of ramp down here too, where, you know, there's opportunities abound to really change your life. And, you know, you can just see the type of motivation that sparks in people. And it's really exciting. 13,163 hackers and like over, you know, well over 1,000 builds here. And at the end of the day, like the tooling for building in blockchain and Web3 is only getting better. So whenever you look at, you know, developer courses that are streamlined and get you to kind of a base level of being able to build and partake in these opportunities, it's really, it feels like it's like a once in a multi-generational opportunity for people to, you know, really get involved and change their lives. I want to thank all you guys. I want to mention too, Ismael, I know that we're going to be doing a kind of a closing ceremony here. I'm not sure exactly when that is, but I think people should, you know, look forward to that. I'm really excited to see kind of some of the winning hackathon solutions, and yeah, really kind of excited to see what's next. If anybody has anything in closing,
yeah, if I'd like to just add a couple of words about the training and certification. First of all, you absolutely definitely should have a crack at it. It's not designed to be, you know, prohibitive, or it's not there to make your life difficult. What we're trying to do is we're actually trying to get the message out to people that Hedera does have one of the easiest APIs to use out there. There's all sorts of different languages that you can do it in. It's there to enable you. It's not there to form an elite. It's there to get the word out. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we're redesigning the courses in THA at the moment to actually make that the first part of a longer series. So the whole series of certifications is being redone. I know it because, well, that's kind of what I spend a lot of my day doing at the moment. And for me, one of the personal areas of interest out of this was we had 3 or 4 really good education projects that came to the jury, and some of them were way out of what you can imagine a single person could do on their own. Virtual worlds, entire training courses, done in a really professional, I have to say, and entertaining way as well. So all I can say is that there's so much talent there to be tapped.
It's awesome. No, I'm very excited, and I think you know, like you said, even right now, it's almost like it's never stopping. Like the ability to like onboard into the space isn't stopping, and it's only getting better, and it's only getting easier because the tooling's getting better, the courses are getting better, and as that stuff gets better, you know, you're going to, you know, continue seeing these like just really impressive solutions. Like I'm sure most of us, Salman, I'm sure you've been here, and Ian, I'm sure you've been here for a while. A handful of years ago, I'm sure the solutions and some of the hackathon submissions looked just much different than what you see now, and it's very exciting where the space is going. And for those that are interested, definitely go to hashgraphdev.com/courses and enroll yourself in this developer course. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. I'm planning on doing it. I'll probably do it over Christmas. That being said, I wanted to thank everybody for joining today. Ismael from DAR Blockchain, Salman from Exponential Science Foundation, Ian, and all the great work that you guys are doing, and the developer course aspects as well. A huge shout out to the Hashgraph Association for helping to make these podcasts possible, Hashgraph Group, and everybody else. And I hope I didn't miss anybody too, Ian, because I'm sure I did. Hang out with me here for a second, gentlemen, as I ramp this down, and looking forward to the closing ceremony, hopefully maybe next month or whenever we end up doing it. Thank you, guys.